In a video game, if you come across an empty room with a health pack, extra ammo and a save point, you know some serious shit is about to go down. What is the real life equivalent of this? HR being present in a meeting you've been invited to. Yeah, they pulled that one on me when I was being promoted. Scared the shit out of me. I walked in, saw the people there and immediately said, "Oh, should I be packing my stuff?" Fortunately everyone laughed and said, no, it's good news, we promise, fuckers." Waking up and having a lot of missed calls from family members. My grandmother is in hospice. My aunt is pretty sick too. My mom called me 3 times one afternoon while I was at work. Normally she texts me first. Saw the missed calls, called her back in a panic. She just wanted me to help her pick out a new USB travel charger. Coming home to all your friends and family but it's not your birthday. This has been my worst birthday yet. The food's terrible. Everyone's telling me to quit drinking. And it's not even my birthday. And there's no booze. How am I supposed to party without booze? You should sit down. No, you. In war, before they send you into your likely death, they'd often feed you much better than usual. When all the higher ups suddenly start taking their accumulated vacations, that's when you know the company is about to blow and it's time to find a job before you find yourself without one. Then you go for an interview and find one of your colleagues also applying for the same position, and somebody steals your focus. Take a seat. Shut the door. Is it okay if I shut the door first? From the original comment I can now only imagine someone ass dragging the chair to get to the door. Shut it. Then ass drag it back to get in front of the person speaking. All happening in a large echoing room with several silent businessmen. Turn on your TV. What channel? Doesn't matter. You should invite a trusted co-worker or member of your union to this meeting. Had something similar for a collusion accusation for one of my programs in my assignment. Damn near shit myself. Follow-up doctor's appointment after a medical test, and the receptionist tells you to bring a friend when they schedule the visit. This happened to my wife. Long story short, cancer. She has been cancer-free for 15 years after treatment. I got a letter from my doctor saying, "You must bring a support person." About 2 months ago, the doctor just wanted to catch up and see how I was doing. As a child, knowing that you've done something you shouldn't have, and as you eat dinner your parents suddenly go silent and look at you. We are getting a divorce, and before you start to question if it's your fault, I just want to make it clear here and now, it's absolutely your fault, you ungrateful shit. Someone you don't know asks for you, using your full name. It's usually a semi-government agency, and it's never free cupcakes. Damn, it's not the single mom from my area this time either. Walking into a classroom and everyone has buried their noses into the textbooks instead of chatting. I hate it when I forget the date of the final exam. When you do something you know you're supposed to be in trouble for but your mom is all quiet and sad but nice to you. I hate this. I'd rather be punished and hit with the wooden spoon or flip-flop than deal with that torture. If you're a kid in a hospital and you get a visit from the Avengers, well, oh, the rare unique game over cutscene. Weather-related incidents are usually come in the build-up, with animals suddenly starting to freak out. When you are walking through the woods and everything gets silent, no crickets, no birds, nothing, they've recognized 2 creatures are in the area that won't get along well. One is you and hopefully the second remains a mystery. When someone hits you with a "we need to talk" text. Your boss asks for meeting on Friday at 5 PM. That's not the health pack room. That's already the battle music. Middle of the day, the sky turns green. Green means go. Get some shelter. Seeing a suspiciously huge amount of policemen strolling around. A couple of years ago, I would have said, seeing armed military in a public place, but these days you basically see them on a daily basis, so it doesn't really mean anything anymore. When a friend who's been struggling with depression for a while suddenly brightens up, becomes very generous, or wants to get all their friends together for a party etc., they're saying goodbye. Your parents take you to a nice dinner before some family news. Edit. Just wanted to say holy shit, I think that's the most upvoted comment of mine ever. My parents did this to me when they found my cigarettes when I was 17 and told me they'd stop paying for my car if I continued to smoke. Walking through HR to a meeting room that's been booked for you. When the company you work for hires consultants to take an unbiased outside look at the company and maybe offer a few suggestions how we can improve and find hidden potential for streamlining our processes, it's a jump to conclusions, Matt. Coming in early for a quick chat with your boss and all the partners are there. Not exactly the same thing, but my boss came into the room I was working in. First job in my chosen career field. 15 minutes before the end of my shift on a Thursday afternoon and asked for a quick chat before I left. I was fired. When the person in the white coat firmly, yet calmly, asks you to take a seat. My fave was an ultrasound on a suspected torn shoulder. Tech hit a certain point then let out a huge hiss between her teeth, but couldn't tell me anything because she can't interpret data. I walk into the interview room. There's a glass of water on the table with a full Brita filter next to it. Classic bladder test. If you can finish the interview without going to the bathroom, you're hired. Air raid sirens on a nice summer day, and then when everything goes all rusty. 4 new voicemails, 45 plus new messages on your phone and the door suddenly rings. Edit. Thank you for making one of the worst feelings my highest rated comment. If you can use all your material for an exam you know you are gonna need it. Getting a 9x12 manila envelope in the mail. No, not that. Getting the card from the post office that says you need to sign for an envelope. When you are told to come to the principal's office and to bring your stuff with you. If you come across an empty room with a black sofa, you know you're fucked. At least you get to be viral. Literally, if they go raw, then there is fairly big chance. When mum calls you by your full name, no matter your age. In my city, fireworks are sometimes used to cover the noise of gunfire. So that, do you live in Barrett in 1982? Signing a waiver for your consent. Walking into work and you see everyone is in one room at one table, with your boss at the far end and the only empty seat opposite them. It appears there's been a murder in Savannah. When a cop introduces themselves to you. Hi John, I'm Officer John Decker and this is Officer Steven Olson. Do you mind if we talk for a bit? If they introduce themselves, they're like at most 30 minutes away from arresting you. Why does introducing themselves mean that? Wouldn't they introduce themselves even if they didn't plan to arrest you? This one kinda relies on you already know why they're even approaching you. And if they introduce themselves, you're fucked. Back in 2004 in dial-up days when you're up playing RuneScape and you hear your parents wake up and walking around the house 2 AM in the morning. You're up chopping your last set of vlogs as your screen freeze and lose connection. Then you hear footsteps slowly coming to your room. 2 girls in an argument, and one slowly, calmly begins removing her earrings. Walking into your Senate meeting and you are the only one of your friends without a sword. You too, Brutus. When everything in your life is eerily too perfect, don't get comfortable. Some asshole is about to pull the rug out from under you. You've been out all day and you come back home to a toddler young one running out of your room laughing. I know you did something, you little shit. Now I have to spend all my time trying to figure out what. Yeah, I too would be concerned if there was a toddler in my room. I don't have a child. When you come home and dad isn't there and mom is crying on the couch, isn't that just called Thursday? Your parents who have been divorced for 10 years both sitting in the living room waiting for you without the TV on. Hi, I'm Chris Hansen from Dateline NBC. Have a seat. You're in the trenches, and some whiskey gets passed down the line. Tonight we dine in hell. Early 20th century edition. Girlfriend, can I ask you a question? Better reply with, no, I'm fine. Thanks.
Cowbelly, let's go, baby.
Demonetization is dropping your rating to stop a migration of top innovation and content creation in an opposite way. I saw your new status and got inspiration to drop a new cape. On top of your face is a mock and the face of the clock is still raised. The mob is impatient, a monster is late, cannot just escape. You'll drop like a cave. YouTube Ukraine thought you would make it. Asked all the creators who want to get paid for their awesome creation. So take the advice of a god and make it. All I got to say is Cowbelly TV gets more traffic than a metropolis. Yes bitch, that's me. And I'm still looking for where my profit is.